All right, come on in, guys. Good morning. 30 seconds in. Shout out to DC. We had a winning number. Um, off of our what is that? Rundown that we normally use the numbers for the first of the drawing, right? We take the first of the drawing numbers and we, do a little something. So by now you should know how to do it, guys. I demonstrated for you. Okay. Wow. Yeah, so like I was saying. 959 right here in DC, slanted across DC, and we're still living off of these numbers, right? Because we had 976. We actually had it two times. If I can just go berserk with this and just go super crazy. Look, we had 976 here, we had nine. That means if you see it, play it. Nah, just play 976. So it actually came out two times. We still have 639. Slanted across was 959. All right. So still consider keeping some of these numbers in. It says down here at the bottom, the missing numbers are 0, 1, 4, and 8. So what does that mean? If anybody might be confused, those are the missing numbers in the workout. Um in the 357 rundown, rather. All right. And so say if you was in DC and you just wanted to play some missing numbers that you didn't see in the workout, you just simply can play maybe a 810, a 481, a 084, something like that in DC. And there are instructions to this book. You can call Double Red. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is a good book, man. Like I said, I like to read books. I just can't go off of what a person, talk about all the time. Sometimes you got to show me a little more. So the reason why I use 357, you just totally can see it. And once you get this book and you sit down and read it, I can't read it for you, man. All I can do is share. You have the stocks and the bonds you could add and you could sub. And what it just simply says here, it's just going to give you the hands-on rundown to this stuff. You do have a reverse method. I find this to be a cool tool right here. What you normally do is take the number that appears on the first plain day of the month in butter and eggs, reverse it, and set them under side by side from each of these numbers. It says subtract the key number 011, right? It says to this total add 711. I mean, you just got to get the book, man, and I promise you guys it will make you feel a little much better in your lottery walk, because I know y'all get tired of the same old song. I will get tired of the same old song. I mean, I will get tired of me every morning. Good morning, beautiful sun. Whatever you do, stay out the way. I will get tired of it too. Like, oh my God, here he come again. Let's go ahead and get you off here. I don't even like how your name looked this morning. Go ahead and get you off. Go brush your teeth, man. Give yourself some time. But I will get tired of me too. But at least I'm trying. Like if you viewed the live yesterday, guys, I said watch 1024. You stay up a day ahead. And I did something wrong yesterday. I called out the wrong day digit number, and damn it, if it didn't come out, two four zeros and sevens. So I'm just like, oh wow. Man, look, man, I had a beautiful day in the nation's capital. And after I finished my walk, I ran into Bushy and her sister. I said, Bushy, don't you know I just left your block, man, your old block, and I was just talking about you. She said, for real? I said, man, you must go and live long, Bushy. I said, I just left the block. And she said, you know something? I'm getting ready to go play 1446 right now. I said, go ahead, Bushy. Um, Bushy, sister of Scotty. If you from uptown and rich, I'm talking about rich DC history, not third party type of stuff. Brother Scotty, wonderful guy. If anybody, would want to push some positivity to these youngins, you can use Scotty for a perfect example. Everybody know who Scotty father is. Everybody know who Scotty uncle is. If you really in tune with DC, even as coming up as a child, right? You know Scotty, you know his story, but he didn't have to go that route. Now Scotty is doing the hiring and the firing. He's helping out many a good men, man, trying to get jobs. I know a few brothers who, Scotty saved from the street, man. You might can see Scotty on a bike with his helmet on. And I'm just proud of, what he became, right? Again, I'm a child to these guys, but growing up, being around people, hearing about this person, and then you look at them now, you say, man, oh my God, if they can do it, we can do it. But we don't get enough of that positivity push for the average youngin. Y'all don't have to go out here and live up to this standard, man. You don't have to do that. And I ran into Bushies. They had the McDuffin, the McDuffie shirt on, and Scotty. He's into a lot of DC politics, man. I could imagine how many people he's helping, but you don't hear stories like that. You don't hear stories like that. That's why this younger generation is not getting reached. Now, Scotty could have probably chose to just go buck wild, man. Between his uncle, man, his brother, I mean, his whole family, man, he could have just went buck wild. Like, man, I could turn up in the city if I want to during this time. I could turn up. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. My father is the toughest in the world, from what I have heard. Like I said, I'm a kid. I'm 49 years old, but like I said, being around guys, being a young child, you hear about these guys, and like I said, they live right next door to my aunt. So it wasn't no thing, when Madness first came out with the rhinestone shirts and all this, and everybody was wearing the gray and black Bo Jacksons. You got a glimpse of what certain neighborhoods used to wear. When you see Man Boo and when he used to wear his red Chuck Taylor, I swear Man Boo probably was the only one that I saw, man, just, you know, walking with a pair. Either they was red or black Chuck Taylors with no socks on, with no problem. With no problem. But to look back and say, damn, that's what's up, man. Man, Boo, he's no longer here no more. Man, may he rest in peace. But when he came home, it seemed like he was trying to get himself together. His brother, I think his brother, um, gave him like some authority over, I think a property or something like that. He was probably like a maintenance man or something like that, man. But the young generations need to hear more about Scotty. They need to hear more about him, because if they keep hearing all of these rah-rah stories, slide, this, that, man, they not gonna make it, man. They're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it. So shout out to DC. We are a winner, man. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. Happy Sunday again, guys. It's going to be a high one. I did me a few push-ups, man. I knocked me out 100 push-ups, probably under 6 minutes, man. I was tired yesterday, but when I woke up, man, I said I need a burst of energy from somewhere, man. I jumped a little rope. I have two ropes. I have a heavy rope, try to burn some fat, and then I have a light rope. And when I used the light rope this morning, I was like, damn, do I have anything in my hand? And all I can hear is, I'm like, oh my goodness, I see why Ali used to talk a whole lot of trash, man. So with that being said, man, let's rock and roll. If you in here, how is three of y'all in here with no, can I get one more thumbs up from y'all? Do we have to keep going through this? I almost punished a pick five in MD. I'm just sitting here holding the ticket like, man, I know y'all didn't do that. Texas. No, it's not Texas. Um, we talked about some 322 stuffs, right? I think was that Florida. I did get a chance to look at Let's Make Billion this morning and saw some of those pretty numbers, man, floating around. And I think Florida had 322. Don't forget, guys, normally when you start seeing just one singular three, just go ahead and run a 22 pair. What 22 pair? I couldn't tell you. That's when you really have to study your numbers. Is there anything else? DC, we still on the board for 1101. We gotta play it until the wheels fall off, man. We got to play it. We gotta play it, man. I know many get tired. I get tired. I was just telling Oh man, that's my buddy, man. I was just telling him, I say, man, I think I'm getting ready to throw in the towel because these numbers is crushing me, man. Because I'm playing DC, I'm playing MD. Thank God to play online. Well, don't thank God, bro. You gambling. How you gonna thank God for gambling, bro? Shut up. But I'm getting tired, man. And because like I said, out in MD, I'm spending maybe 80 a month, right? And just like Brother Manroof said, bro, you can like say that money, but Brother Manroof, you know how it is. Ain't nobody giving nobody nothing out here, man. You know, um, you know, we living off of paychecks, paychecks to paychecks, man. And you can't run to nobody. You always know that once you have a number in, it's a chance, man. It's a chance that you might hit. And I'd rather have something to give the maker something to work with. Like man, I got to play. And like I said, man, I play pick fours and pick fives. I love me some pick threes. I'll keep some in. And like I said, thank God. No, bro, why you keep saying thank God for online, bro? God don't have nothing to do with this lottery stuff, brother. You got to clear that out. Well, just shout out to Bet Any Sports, entertainment purposes only. We can play online, and it helps out a little bit because the average pick three for a double, in a store, doubles are $80 for 50-cent box, but I think online doubles are 150 for 50-cent box. So yeah, man, you got to give yourself, because ain't nobody giving you nothing out here, man. And that's real talk. I always make sure I try to look out for people, but man, it's nobody giving you nothing out here. I'm the type of person, man, if I think I know somebody might need something, I'm a flying man. I'm not. And that's just my spirit. If I think somebody needs something, I'm gonna get to them. It don't have to be a lot of money, but I'm gonna give it to him and let him know, hey man, you on my mind. I'm thinking about you. Like I hit my son off. He was like, man, like, what type of? I said, man, I just felt that you needed a few dollars, right? So, but other than that, man, ain't nobody giving you nothing out here. Nobody giving you none. So man, this is the book here. We got 959. This is for entertainment purposes. Let's see what's in the wheel. So 959 came out in DC. They said here you can look over to subs side, which is 123 minus. That's where a lot of people keep missing all of their money. You have a 123 minus and a plus. So what they say is normally you'll look for two of the same numbers that look alike, right? And honestly, I get a little confused here because what they are saying, sometimes I just look for the same numbers. Like, um, we have 195 here, we have 884 here. So, what would be considered the same numbers? Pretty much a little alike. I would go 060 and I would go 690, right? Pretty much you got an O and a 6 in there. So what they are saying is now you will have to go over there and look in the 066 column or the 9 or the 690 column. So pretty much what we will see is we're going to see the 959 because it's in the same wheel, but we're going to go to 060 and we're just going to see because normally some of these numbers in DC probably are already moving. We just got to catch them, man. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. We just got to catch them. So we're going to go to 060 and then we have 060 and then we have 690. So we're going to go to 060 because we're going to see because some of these numbers, I guarantee you, DC done already had them. So we're going to go to 060 and then we're going to go to 690. So we're going to find 060. And again, good morning to everyone. Okay, so 060, we're right here. I've been seeing a lot of 216s. I believe that number still is going to come. Yes, okay, so 060 is right here. All right, so let's look. Okay, so, okay, of course, we just said 959 is going to be in that wheel. 060, um, you have 442 here. So You got a lot of doubles out on this left side, 1, 2, 3, minus. So today, I mean, today is Jesus, boy, don't you do this today, bro. Today is the 17th, brother. Don't do this. So is it true? 17th, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are living off the 2, 4 zeros and sevens today. 2, 4 zeros and sevens. So no 101s, sevens. I would go 701 in DC. Okay. Just simply because 701 is here. Right? And if we rolling off of 2, 4 zeros and sevens, why not just go ahead and throw a 701 in there? I also like 442. Don't forget that number 442. I think, well, yeah, we had 329, maybe what, the first, somewhere in the first of the month. So we had that, that's in that wheel. All right, then we'll just go to, what was it? 069. We'll look for 069 and see what 069 is giving us. Maybe they're confirming it right here. And I mean, because 11:30 just messed the ball game up. 441 did come out at 11:30. Okay, 441. 441. 946, 823. So look, now when you talk about an indicator, this indicates indicator. You had 281 up here two times. Look, 281 is on the minus, 281, 182 is on the plus. Now, Florida, you might can jump in because your drama started with 517. We cleared that out yesterday, didn't we? So we'll go to 281. So now we're just fishing for numbers at this point. I know it might sound strange, but we don't have nothing to do. It's Sunday and you don't have nothing to do. I know many might be going to church. Shout out to drummer boy Dion too. Hey brother Dion, bro. And I'm gonna want somebody to hold me to this bet because after what I seen yesterday, where's my phone? Give me my phone, guys. I said, all right, bro, you gotta kind of like grow up a little bit. Just because somebody else act foolish, bro, that don't mean you have to do it. You see enough of this foolishness going on in your own city. How guys just cold bam bam from Flintstones, bro. But bro, you can't do this. I'm gonna go ahead and leave you alone, bro. And I know I'm not perfect. You know, many know the story about this guy, and you know how I wouldn't have never known him if he wouldn't have never jumped on my page, right? But I'm gonna ask somebody. And matter of fact, it's gonna be my homeboy because I know he probably said, "Man, I thought you said you was gonna leave this dude alone, bro." But Dion, come on, bro. Let me go ahead and pull you up, and y'all go to his page because, according to him, he know the lottery system. But bro, we can't do this, homeboy. We can't do this. Where are these Nikes, bro? We can't do this. You know, and I know. I don't think you know because y'all might just be a little slow down there, but bro, all these are fake, right? Bruh, this what we doing? Bro, how old are you again, bro? This what we're doing, bro? Why so serious? Red, that's cool. But bro, this what we doing? The swoosh, bro, on the Air Force Ones, Dion. Come on, bro. You told me all I needed to know again, bro. I gotta leave you alone, Holmes. Cause sometimes you could just waste your time on people. But after seeing that, I gotta leave you alone, Playboy. I got to leave you alone. And you said you 48, bro. You 48. Now, there's nothing wrong with Air Force Ones if you want to wear them. Like I said, I probably haven't had a pair on. My last Air Force Ones probably when shout out to my man Jeff Shaw. Like I said, man, we was all getting ready to graduate from junior high school, and Jeff just punished them for like 2 weeks straight. I think we was wearing like UNLV champion type of, I don't know, the weather was warm, but for some reason we was probably, and I'm like, damn, so I guess this young generation probably, I don't know, are we going back in time? Because I could remember Jeff. Nike Air Force Ones came with some like some thick soles. I think Tupac was wearing them. They had some red and white ones, and then they had some black and white ones. I almost want to say the red and white ones was my last pair of Air Force Ones. I was just leaving out of junior high school. They was like they was like a brightish red. Of course, Ralph Lauren. I'm sure I had it on because one of the janitors was like, "Man, goddamn!" And I mean, and come to find out, one of the janitors now, one of my twin cousins, the janitor that used to, clean up in Remote Junior High School, those are my little cousin's dad. And shout out to him. He's a fireman. I tilt my hat off to him, right? Because from cleaning up to becoming a fireman, and I'm talking about this is the early 90s, right? And he also have a twin brother. And that's all he used to say, man. God, I said, man, that's this is just what I do, right? This is what I do. This is what I do, right? But Air Force Ones, bro. Dion, come on, bro. And then you colored them. You oh, I can't. I'm through with you, player. I swear I am. If somebody hear me mention this man name again, just give me the cash app and say, bro, send that 50 to me, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Sometimes you can't waste your time on people, man. And I mean, especially like that, man. It's not even worth my time. Six of y'all in here, man. Come on, let's go ahead and get into it. Or other than that, I can get ready to bounce out. It did you no good, bro, to jump on my page. That's why y'all gotta be careful, man. I know, man, sometimes you want to take shots at people because, they get on their platform and, they just do the most. I seen one joker and I'm like, man, oh my gosh, man. I said, oh my God. Oh my gosh. We got to get our priorities straight out here, man. We really do. We really do, man. Cause what I've been seeing, and I almost, to be honest, man, yesterday I was getting ready to delete YouTube. I was getting ready to just take it off my phone, but some said, bro, I mean, uh, because you just sometimes, man, you just get tired. And social media, it wears you down. I've been doing good. I'm off Facebook. I'm off IG. I got Blue. Please, can y'all go to Blue the Guide Dog, guys? It's a very, very, very big favor. And she said, "You're the reason why I'm on YouTube." So can y'all please, man, right? I'm not even begging y'all to go to my little 13 sub page. Can y'all go to Blue page and sub? He's a guide dog. So I'm not, if you can read the room, he helps his owner out a whole lot, right? And Blue, I always tell her, if you ever come to DC, any airport, please let me know, right? And when she told me that, it kind of like I got tearful, man, because she was like, "You the reason why I'm on YouTube," and I'm like, "Blue is the reason why I didn't want to leave Facebook." That's what I'm into, guys. So can y'all please today? Can you key in Blue the Guide Dog, and can you please sub to the channel? Can you please do that today? With a real account. Blue works so hard, man. If the owner have to go to the bathroom, she'll say, "Blue, find a bathroom for me." Sometimes you can get some rude children that will see Blue, and it clearly says it that he's a guide dog on his. They wear their little vests and stuff, and they'll just walk past him. And he got to make his own little path, man, for his owner. To get different places, man. So that's how I'm gonna end this video. Can y'all please go to Blue the guide dog and sub to her channel? Actually, she named it, after him, but Yeah. Go ahead over there, man. If you rocking with me, man, you definitely rolling with her, and that's my boy. And when she told me that, I was like, damn, I'm still on a natural high. Send me on a natural high like a pallet. I get you custom made like a salad. When it's all over, put your vote in my ballot. It's my diner, I'm mailing your alley. Spend the night in the disease valley. Oh my God. Those was the days, man. I know you see me on the video. True. Shout out to little Kim, man. Oh my God, Kim. Jesus, Kim. What I was thinking about little Kim, and when during that time, man, that's all you heard was Donna Karen and um what else was the things, man? Donna Karen, uh you had Vera Wayne up in there a little bit, and but Kim, what you do, sis? Why did you have to do it? It wasn't nothing wrong, Kim. It wasn't nothing wrong. It wasn't nothing wrong. People get money, man, not happy with themselves, man. They get up, look in the mirror. You know something, I don't like my nose today. You know something, I don't like how my cheeks look. You know something, I want dimples. Man, what? You can go out here now and get fake abs, man. Go out, well, we know you can go out here and get fake buttocks. Go out here and get fake breasts. Who wakes up in the morning though and decide to say, I don't like the way I look. What, Kim? Nothing was wrong. Nothing was wrong, Kim. So yeah, man. That's it for me. Shout out to you. And I was thinking about something because I was a sister said, and I'm getting ready to throw somebody some game right here. Watch this right here. When I was on IG, it's a Caucasian guy, white guy, right? He runs through all of the neighborhoods, and for some reason, people are aggravated that he runs through like Sursum Quarters. He runs through Berry Farms, and I think he'd get a kick out of it, right? But because he's pretty much not the first white person that gets up and run. Way before social media, white people was running up and down Georgia Avenue. But my thing is, since it's social media, look at us though. I bet you won't run around this neighborhood. I bet you won't run around this neighborhood. I like to look at people profiles because I like to see how ignorant we look. One sister said, "Bring back the old chocolate city." I'm looking like, sis, what? Bring back the old chocolate city. Why, sis? What you mean? I mean, what? Just because you see a Caucasian man running through a known violent used to be neighborhood, sis. Like I don't get us at our big old age. I don't That's my first time using that. I hear a lot of people saying that at a big old age. What that's crazy. I can't use that one. At a big old age. That just means you really need to stop. He or she. When somebody say at a big old age like that, you really need to probably really need to stop. Right? But my thing is, she said bring back the old chocolate city. Why? Because a Caucasian guy running through certain quarters, running through Montello Avenue, running through Trinidad. Why? What's wrong with it? So how about I could say a brother, right? Why don't a brother just start taking his shirt off, running through Georgetown, running through Bethesda? But that's not the same hype, though. I don't think. I don't think that's the same hype. What bothers you that a white man can take his shirt off and run past Sursum Quarters. What bothers you? He didn't go all the way up in the cut. He didn't go through no 1114 buildings. He didn't go where the playground used to be, because, Sibley Court. I remember as a kid, mother going to visit one of my kin folks down there. What was the building? 12 something, right across the street from the what is the building? The Social Security building where everybody used to go for jobs, right? But what was the hype about it? He just ran past us some quarters. And I'm like, look at us. And he just know what eggs us off. And I'm like, man, bro, I don't even blame you. If you just gonna keep getting engagement because some ignorant ASS is in their house right now mad that you're running through a neighborhood that don't belong to nobody, bro, keep doing what you're doing, bro. I could imagine some of these people, kids in school, who the people in the comments, man. I'm so glad my kids got out of school, because hearing some of these comments that these grown folks be giving up, like, what do you mean bring back the old chocolate city? What? Sis, you and I know it's very rare that anybody do something to a white person in here in this nation's capital. You and I both know that. How did you think the gun laws came about? Oh, we might got our answer right here. Well, I'm scared for my life. I'm just scared of them. They're so violent. Well, yeah. Well, okay. So there go your answer. So what we gonna do? We're gonna make some gun laws for y'all. Y'all gonna be able to carry. Do you know how many people I see staggering in the morning, man? White folks staggering in the morning, getting home safe. But my thing was, what you mean? Like bring back the old DC? What you mean? He running through Montello Avenue. What's wrong with it? What's wrong? But see, it's people like that with that mindset. That's why we always gonna be 15, 20 years behind when it comes to that, man. And he know what he doing. Like, man, give me the fake toughest neighborhoods that I used to hear about. Probably, yeah, I probably know I wouldn't have never ran through there, but I can do it now. Cause y'all done mess it up for y'allself. All y'all want to do is kill each other. We just want to jog, make us six figures, and go up on our 12th floor and just look down, and drink us some nice champagne. You know, I mean, y'all did used to have it. Y'all killing each other though, and he know what he doing. Instead of somebody saying, "Well, I'm gonna do the same thing," but I guess it's not the same hype though. Like, okay, we see you running through Bethesda, okay, but what about the white guy? He running through Brentwood Road. He running through Edgewood. Okay, what's wrong? He wouldn't have done that in the early '85. All right, man. We got to move on, man. Our mindset is terrible, man. And the more I hear it, the more I really, when I see us, man, it just, oh my gosh, bro. Something had to happen to us. Something had to happen. And I say I can't believe this sister, man. Bring back the old DC. What you mean? Didn't say bring it back for the summer jobs. Did say bring it back for the old government cheese, maybe. You said bring back the old DC because a white man running through notable neighborhoods that used to be something. You mad? And give it 5 years later, this will be the same sister. I married a white man, child. That's the best thing in the world. I get give or take 5 more years later. I married a white man. Y'all don't know what y'all missing. One sister said many years ago, it was a few sisters, all of them had white husbands, and they had social media on blaze, man. And then the sister had to egg it on. I'm just saying, ladies, just better your options a little bit. Didn't specify, didn't say it could be Korean, it could be Japanese, it could be Haitian, it could be Nigerian, it could be anything else. A bunch of white men. I say, man, people know what to do to get some engagement on social media. But those be the ones though. And who will be jogging right with them with her little Skims on or her little Nike Tech? And you'd be like, ain't that sis who was in the yeah, that's her. Hey man, you can't beat them, man. You got to join them. That's how it is. But I was just amazed, like, wow, that's bothers you, sis. That bothers you that this brother, you don't know if this man a judge, and that be the scary part. You don't know if this dude a judge, a lawyer, a prosecutor, a doctor, or nothing. All you know is this is a young white man running. Cause trust and believe he got a title. I could look at him and read right through that. He got a title and he's just sitting there laughing at people. Like, yeah, I'm looking at all the profiles. These peoples don't know. They might walk past me every single day. They might know me, but they don't know who I am. Like they don't know how much juice I have in this city. I'ma just keep letting them say slick little things, right? Like y'all egging on violence. And I'd be like, damn, bet you won't go over there. Why won't it? And he'll simply say, I'll go there next time. That's what we doing on social media. Hey man, with that being said, beautiful souls, everybody